Star 98.7, it's Valentine and Lisa Fox. Star Lounge Guitar Center Studio. Can you put your hands together? Oh boy. Multi-Grammy winner. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure, John Mayer.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you.
So now, John, I'll point out right away, because I haven't seen this before, and we'll get right into the music. We've done a lot of Star Lounges, and boy, you girls really got dolled up, I noticed. The perfume, the makeup, everything.
Well, first of all, John, welcome back, by the way.
you.
It's been a while since we've had you in the Star Lounge, so thank
By
you.
a while, how many days do you
Like,
mean?
I know, maybe like a few months.
Yeah.
So you're a regular, and we're thankful for that.
No,
So
I'm happy to be a regular.
was anybody at the Hollywood Bowl shows over the weekend? Anybody? Such a great time. I was there on
Thank
Saturday
you.
in a box with some friends. Chardonnay, chicken, the whole thing.
I get it.
Chardonnay, chicken, and you.
Yeah.
The parking drama, all worth it. 2 opening bands, Rocco DeLuca and Ben Folds.
Yeah.
All like the big lead up.
I don't even really consider them opening bands. You know, they just go on chronologically before I go on.
But it was the lead up for you.
Yeah.
And the girls, the Cougars were out in full force, by the way. I don't know
Who
if
were
y'all
the
saw
Who were
the Cougars. The 40-plus gals
Oh.
who were dancing and grooving. I was like,
never
John
heard
has
of
got
that.
the Cougars
Okay.
were out in full force. Any Cougars in the house?
Come on. And
Oh,
there's a
there we
cougar
go.
over there. Own it. Own who you are. I love that.
Where does cougar come from as a word?
Older gal after younger guy.
But like, if this was a spelling bee, I wanted the derivation of the word cougar.
Latin, derived from early Latin.
Okay.
Meaning the wild animal that would prey on the younger.
Oh, so
yeah.
like
Attack.
Yeah.
menopausally.
A little bit.
Like
a little bit.
Challenge.
Like facing the final hours of
Right.
reproductive bliss.
Right.
And therefore, the cougar comes out of the need to settle quite quickly and mate.
Absolutely. The
Satisfy a
climate-
hunger.
Right.
Satisfy a hunger, if you will.
Sure. Climate's changing.
So basically, like, never mind. I'm not gonna say.
You asked.
I'm not gonna insult. But
No, but the sun was set. It was a beautiful night over the weekend for both shows. Sold out crowd, and you just went on stage and did your thing, and you were so in your element, and it was just such a pleasure to watch you feel so comfortable as a headliner. I mean, how has that changed for you over the years from being like opening guy to headlining guy? And
you know, there's an art to everything, and I feel like the art of playing guitar and the art of singing has been kind of settled enough for me that the next kind of art is how do you make shows really honest? How do you not just get up there and not phone it in, but you know, there's this thing you can do as an artist where you stay completely open. It's like it's almost like your sunroof. It has to be completely open, and whatever comes through comes through. And when you commit yourself to that type of an honest performance, you, in one sense, lose a little certainty that you're going to play a great show in LA, but you get the great show because you're not afraid. You don't clam up. You don't go, all right, guys, this is the big one. You just kind of have to have a little contempt for people at the same time as you want to give them a show. You know, I'm not going to let LA scare me. We're going to just go with whatever comes out, and it might be a better show than last night or a worse show than last night, but if it's honest, that's really what I'm trying to be now as an artist, is keep that channel open all the way.
Which brings us to our first song you're going to do for us.
It
Believe.
does very naturally. Yes, absolutely. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Is there anyone who ever remembers changing their mind from pain on a sign? Is there anyone who really recalls ever break it out for something someone yelled real loud one time? Oh, everyone believes in how they think it ought to be, yeah. Oh, everyone believes that I'm going easily. Belief is a beautiful armor, but makes for for the heaviest sword, like punching underwater. You never can hit who you're trying for. Some need the exhibition and some have to know they tried. It's the chemical weapon for the world that's raging on inside. Oh, everyone believes, from emptiness to everything. Oh, everyone believes, and no one's going quietly. We're never gonna win the world, we're never gonna stop the world, we're never gonna beat this if belief is what we're fighting for. We're never gonna win the world, we're never gonna stop the world, we're never gonna beat this if belief is what we're fighting for.
Star 98.7. John Mayer's here in the Star Lounge. Give it up from you guys all along.
Thank you.
Watching you perform and watching the ladies and everyone out here in the audience who watch you perform, I noticed two distinctly different things. I noticed where they are in their heads, but as I watch you and the relationship with the instrument that you have, I'm wondering where you are. Where do you go? Where'd you guys went dirty for a second, didn't you? I heard
Well, you said the instrument, so
Well, the
we were all
instrument,
like in our little
there's
place.
a relationship between a true musician with the instrument and the vocals.
Yeah.
Where do you go when you're up there?
That's a good question. You know, it's an energy. It's like a dynamic thing. You can go too far, and you can. It's just control. It's just kind of like I don't surf, but I imagine it's got to be what surfing is like, where you just kind of keep the wave under you.
Right.
And sometimes you're in a song and you lose the wave, and you can lose it for the whole rest of the song, or you can stay on it for the whole song, or you can lose it and get it back. So it's just a matter of keeping that even kind of tread going in the song. You know?
So I assume, and never having played guitar, I assume certain chords, certain notes, and the way you play it reflects with your voice, and all that just kind of comes together.
Well, when I do play D minor, the saddest of all keys, you'll notice that is quite sad.
I was a little sad. Kind of a
Even if it
buzzkill.
were a
lot to
happy
do.
song.
It's a lot to do. There's a
Yeah.
lot of like, you know, like in Belief, I'm going, we're never gonna win the world. We're never gonna stop the world. We're never gonna be different. Belief is what we're fighting for. It's a lot of like.
So you're working, so you're
I'm working.
focused.
Oh, I'm not hanging out.
It's like, wow, it's so effortless for him. He's like, no, it's a job,
No, I
okay?
like that, oh, everyone believes in how they think. It's like that one's a lot. That one's. Some songs just come really easy. Some songs you just be like,
Take a break. Yeah.
I know. We hear those chords and the girl's like, "Gee,"
Yeah.
the Cougars come out full
Cougars
force.
come out. But there are some where you go, okay, well, let's get through this one without messing it up. You know, those are the ones you're kind of on your toes
Hey,
for.
I noticed when I was reading your blog, and I really got into your blog, by the way. It's my first time reading it this past weekend.
Thank you.
I'd like 30 seconds of my life back for watching the oranges in the urinal,
I just feel like
and I watched it twice.
it's funny, right?
Was that you?
Yeah, that was no, that was someone else pitching it. we were bored one time backstage and we had nothing to do, so we started throwing fruit into it, try to get it in the urinal. There were no prizes or anything, but because I don't think anybody really got. I don't know. I mean, the internet. Who cares? The YouTube has some of the if you want 30 seconds of your life back for that, I want to see what else you want back. Like, that's nothing.
Yeah,
you know?
but in my defense, though, or somewhat actually not my defense as I say it, I did watch it twice.
Yeah, what is it about?
So that was my fault,
3 or 4
too.
times. I don't know.
But like the cat playing piano, the cat playing piano, what's
that
that,
cat's
7
awesome,
times?
yeah.
I don't know what
see,
it is.
you get obsessed.
The attention span is down to like 20 seconds now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's a car crash video. Can you take out everything except for the crash? Like, you know, like, can you just take away the actual? Just let me see it after it's done. It's just so much like, it's just the blurbing of entertainment. You know, it's how quick can something be? You know.
Is blogging for you? Is it kind of a release? Is it kind of a way to control?
Yeah.
you
Yes. Because I really do believe that there's a way to control things. You know. I don't believe that. I don't know. I just don't want to give in to people who have blogs and want to write about me, so I'll just write back about them or write about what I want. It's the weirdest thing when I blog about something and then some other blog picks it up and blogs about my blog.
Battle
It's
of the
my
blogs.
blog.
Battle of the blogs.
I blogged it. You didn't do anything, so you're trying to get a leg up on me. It started out from feeling like I don't feel like people deserve to get, even anyone in this room, I just don't feel like people deserve to have that kind of access into your mind. You know, I'm not going to wake up in the morning and go, oh, God, what did they get? What did they get? That's a terrible way to live. Or walk out of a club after you've had drinks and all of a sudden you're supposed to clam up and walk to the car in the most unnatural way ever after you go to a club and you have some beverages and all of a sudden you're supposed to walk out and look all stern because you don't want. I've messed with people so hardcore now they don't know what to think. Because it doesn't matter. You could trip and fall. You could throw up. You could say, it doesn't matter what you do or say. It's going to go to page 2 within an hour. It just doesn't matter. It's all noise. You could say, I'm only talking about nuclear fusion now, guys. You know, or I'm only talking about the 86 Mets. Or, you know.
And then Paris Hilton will go back to jail. And then it's all.
I give Perez Hilton wedgies. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's just like, you just can't like give those people access to your mind. So blogging for me keeps the control for me where I can keep commenting. It's just a challenge to see who can get out above the other person and comment down on them.
Right.
You know, so it's weird when someone picks up my blog and goes, "Look what John Mayer said." It's like, it wasn't a secret. I put it on my site.
Right.
You know,
But
I'm the author.
As I read that, though, I have to be honest with you, I actually started to like you even more and more as I read it because it wasn't just about fajita holders.
Oh, the fajita staple.
The fajita
Man,
staple,
I'm telling
yeah.
you.
What's a good idea? Explain that.
I hang out at home sometimes with my friends and experiment with various different states of thought. And one time, the actual fajita tortilla, the diameter of it, if you really want to make a good fajita, it's not really closing right. A burrito has like roll over, fold. But a fajita needs, I always think it needs like a staple or like a butterfly bandage type shaped thing that can keep that fajita together.
What about, oh my God, this came to me, the nose thing when you're sleeping.
Like a breathe right.
Yeah.
For the fajita.
Have you tried that?
Look, I've been through this with all my calculations. I got a whole list.
Okay,
I got a whole list in my cigar box.
And we can go on and on about cooking and grilling in a
Yes.
sec, but can we hear some more live music
I'd
really
love
quick?
to.
Is that okay?
I'd love to, yeah. This is, I don't know what I'm talking about. There's the fajita staples. There's a lot of other ideas. My time machine idea.
That's the whole thing.
All right.
Blog about it.
I will. Go blog about it, why don't you? All right. 1, 2.
It's not a silly little moment. It's not the storm before the calm. This is the deep and dying breath of this love that we've been working on. Can't seem to hold you like I want to, so I can feel you in my arms. Nobody's gonna come and save you. We pulled too many false alarms. We're going down, and you can see it soon. We're going down. blood to draw. How dare you say it's nothing to me? Baby, you're the only light I ever saw. I make the most of all the sadness. I know you'll be a bitch because you can. You try to hit me just to hurt me, so you leave me feeling dirty because you can't understand. We're going down, and you can see it too. We're going down. Oh, and you know that we're doomed, my dear. We're slow dancing in a burning room. Come cry about it, why don't you? Come cry about it, why don't you now? Oh, go cry about it, cry about it. Ooh, my dear, we're slow dancing in a burning room. In a burning room. Don't you think we ought to know by now? Don't you think we should have learned somehow? Don't you think we ought to know by now? Don't you think we ought to learn somehow? The more you try to erase me, the more, my dear, we're slow dancing in a burning room.
It's Star 98.7. John Mayer's Star Lounge. Give him some love.
Nice.
So, as I'm reading up and kind of prepping for the interview, I'm reading where you had said that Gravity was the most important song you ever wrote.
Yeah, it still is.
So it begs the question then, what was the runner-up?
To the best. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know.
Is it sometimes things are so far ahead that there is no runner-up?
Maybe Stop This Train. But Gravity is one of those songs that I can put myself into every single night, and it's my real kind of success with a universal theme, you know. I mean, I started my career, and I love writing songs that are very specific. You know, I felt like enough people were writing about let love free and love, you know, and I wanted to kind of go into these kind of almost like Seinfeldian kind of little moments, you know, and that's cool, and I like doing that. But there's something, even for me, playing night after night about a song that's really got a big kind of wide opening in it for whatever you have in your mind that day. You know, with being less specific, you allow yourself to kind of interpret whatever you want to interpret. So for me, singing Gravity is working against me. Well, it is for me, and it is for everyone else in here. It's that you know, it's that the push towards destruction. I don't know why. It's just kind of always there. It's
Right.
harder every single day to go to bed without messing up than it is, you know, to go to bed with messing up or with the, you know, planting the seed of mess. It's just, you got to be on constant mess up watch, you know.
Which was the thought process, I guess, behind Continuum, because you said you never copped out on that album.
Yeah, that's I wish I hadn't written that one, because now I got to do that again, and that's tough.
Low pressure?
Trying to top it.
Well, you have to really. It's brutal, you know. You don't just wake up and go, "Oh, I got an idea," and write the song. It's a whole methodology that takes. Not only does it take a lot of time, but it takes so much brain space that I remember it's very difficult to even have full, unbroken conversation with people when you're writing and constantly moving things around. And you're just a really terrible friend when you're going like, "You guys go out. I got verse 2 tonight," you know. But yeah, and then I'll have to go back to it. You just, you know, that's the weird thing about Hollywood. Is like you hardly ever really get a chance to go out because you're working all the time. So. You know, you go out every once in a while to celebrate. The Hollywood Bowl, Friday night was great.
Saturday and Sunday,
and
yeah.
then you go out for a second, but then you got to go back to work. You get back on the bus and you zoom away. So.
Yeah, but what's cool about you though is that people want to hear you sing, you know, Bodies of Wonderland and like all the hit songs from the earlier albums. But at the same time, when you play them, it seems like it's a new experience each time. And then you go on these like little guitar riff journeys.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes when I was watching the Cougars, watching the audience and watching the people respond to you, they almost like they aren't expecting to take you so seriously, but you blow them away with the music. You know what I'm saying? Like where you take it.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, I didn't play Wonderland last night, and I always wonder, does that make a difference? Do people walk out saying, you know, wow, I wish he played that one? Or are there enough songs in the set that people are happy, you know? Because that's where you want to get to be able to take off a big hit without anybody noticing.
We got the CD.
You know? Yes, you do.
It's all good.
And you have other, like 9 other Star Lounges that I'm playing. It's, you don't have to worry about that.
What do you want to play next?
I'm going to play a song called Dreaming with a Broken Heart.
When you're dreaming with a broken heart, the waking up is the hardest part. You roll out of bed and down on your knees, and for a moment you can hardly breathe, wondering, was she really here? Is she standing in my room? No, she's not, 'cause she's gone, 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 gone. When you're dreaming with a broken heart, the giving up is the hardest part. She takes you in with her crying eyes, then all at once you have to say goodbye, wondering, could you stay, my love? Will you wake up by my side? No, she can't, because she's gone, 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 gone. Would you get them if I did? No, you won't, because you're gone, 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 gone. When you're dreaming with a broken heart, the waking up is the hardest part. Yeah.
Star 98.7, Valentine, Lisa Fox, Guitar Center Studio Star Lounge with John Mayer. Little love. We always get a bunch of audience questions before our last song.
I just got to say,
What do you got?
we were talking in the break. Valentine was saying that the first girl who really like broke his heart was named Corey, and I said, well, it's your fault for dating a girl named Corey. And then I was thinking, if you have stories about making out in a truck in a parking lot of a 7-Eleven, but it's not your truck, it's hers.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's a Corey story. Better be behind the steering wheel.
What's wrong with dating a tough girl?
No, I'm just saying. I'm being silly. I'm being silly.
It was a dually, first off. It's like an F-350 heavy-duty dually, and she worked for her dad's construction company. That's why she drove it.
That's great.
Fair enough.
Picks you up in her truck.
Audience questions.
You have to say, okay, did you watch the movie commercials? You know, you're making out during the movies. Like, did you watch enough of the commercials? Okay, what do they say in the commercials? So you can go home and tell your parents you saw the movie. Recite all the parts from the commercials.
The quiz.
I love it.
Just to make sure.
I love it.
I'm okay. All right, we had some questions from the audience. I was going to rip through them. We have Gina and Erica from Anaheim. Where are you guys at?
There you are.
See? Your question's
Front
getting
and
asked.
center.
All right, here it is. Are you ready? I'm going to deliver your question. Which type of concert do you prefer doing? One like this or one at the bigger venue? So more personal, or are they all personal?
Well, they're all personal, but it depends where I am in my life. I tend to go opposites. If I get one, I want to get the exact opposite of it after that. So I'm still enjoying playing on stage. I'm still enjoying like unfolding all the Continuum songs and finding all the different places I can go with the band. But when that's over, I'll probably want to do nothing else than this stuff. So, and I will. I'll go do that. That's the freedom of it.
Cool.
Anthony and Charity from Los Angeles. Where are you guys at? Here comes your question. You ready? How about some round of applause for your question?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Before we even know what it is.
Yeah. Here it is.
We applaud you.
You guys together worked on a question. You guys penned one question together.
They brainstormed
is.
for hours.
11 words. What has been the biggest milestone in your life so far?
The biggest milestone. You know, it's going to sound weird, but I feel like having my own guitar with my name on it is kind of my biggest milestone because it's the one thing that I've always dreamed about. I remember sitting in like detention and just drawing my eventual, maybe my eventual signature series guitar, and it's just, I think that's kind of cool. I've never forgotten that. Like, that's kind of cool to have a guitar with your name on it.
What did you write in your yearbook? What was your quote?
Oh wow.
TLA.
I think it wasn't a lot of abbreviations because I remember even then thinking that was really stupid because you wrote something for other people to read. So I didn't have a lot of abbreviations, but that's also because I didn't have a lot of friends. So I didn't have anything to really abbreviate. Like M and D, mom and dad.
Was it because you were in detention so much? Why were you in detention so much?
No, because I didn't want to be in school. I knew what I wanted to be. I'm not messing with you. I was like 14, 15 years old, and I was like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go do it. And I had to sit and wait for school to be over, not just in the kind of daily sense, but like, the yearly kind of sense. What did I write? I wrote something like, my world wasn't in the classroom, but I learned some things. And it was basically like thanking all my heroes on tape that I was playing with. It's in keeping with my current dorkiness. It's all very consistent.
Now, have you gone back to any of the reunions? Have you thought about that?
I went to a reunion, my 10-year reunion. I found it incredibly uncomfortable because everybody was when you get to that place, people are looking at your face to see, are you soaking it up a little too much or are you just sulking? So you hit this balance of like, enjoy it, dude, or you're enjoying a little too much. So I didn't really know quite how to represent my face or how because I wanted to have a good time, but if you walk around there having a good time, your chest is even an inch further out than anybody wants, then all of a sudden people get, kind of weird.
But did you sit at the single table?
I don't think I sat. I think I popped in just so I wasn't like, oh, Mayor's too good to come to me. I made it. I parked the Porsche 2 blocks down.
Sit down, see it. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Did you wear the name tag?
No, I think I did what everybody else did once I got in there. Yeah, it was kind of uncomfortable. But.
Okay, Sue in Chino Hills. Where are you at, Sue? Last question. Sue's question, after what you just told us, it still makes sense to me because there's got to be passions in your life outside of music, even though music is such a passion.
Absolutely.
So her question, what would you be doing if you weren't making the music, kind of transfers to the passions outside of your life.
Yeah, well, I'm into finding more. I think I want to find as many things I can do that are outside of music that either lend themselves to music or even not. Just, it's too young to consider myself kind of done and close the shutters on this, So I'm into learning, especially on the road, to get all this time that I could be researching stuff. I'd like to know, I'd like to learn. This is what I think is a cool way to kind of make use of opportunity money-wise. Is like, don't just go below money, but like, I want to learn how to pilot my own boat. And then at the end of all of that, get a boat. But like earn it. Like get some books on it and figure it out and leave that kind of as the prize on my own, and then I can disappear. I just want to be one of those guys that people don't even know that I'm a singer because I deal in so many different circles, you know, and there's other things I'm into, and I like people not knowing what they are because it's kind of my last kind of quiet place where I can still be just me, you know. But I think that'd be fun to take this summer and read books and learn how to like really get around on a boat.
Can you swim?
Yes.
Just asking.
I can swim. I swim with my eyes closed, so when I open my eyes, I'm like way out past the buoy. And they're whistling me in. But I'll figure that out too. You can read up on swimming. Can't you take swim classes online?
You can. YMCA, go down the Y too. You see the videos online. They teach you how to do the breaststroke and the little doggy paddle.
I'll go to YouTube.
Well, and last time you were in the Star Lounge, you were talking about you mastered the art of cooking, grilling a really good salmon.
Oh, I really did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but is that different because you're on the road, or? Like,
yeah, I haven't had a chance to do it. I don't know. I love doing what I do. It's a strange life. Yeah, I know that there's a lot of people. I just hope that people see me in strange situations and go, I don't think he likes that very much. And not like, oh, look who he's turned into. You know, I went out last night and you walk out of the club and there's like, 30 photographers, and what are you gonna do about it? You know, you live your life, and I just hope that people kind of look into that and as best they can kind of, if you can ever really wear dignity on your face somehow or another, I don't know. Not that I had dignity on my face last night, but just somehow or another.
Where was he last night?
Yeah, at an after party. I was celebrating playing. I don't just celebrate being. I celebrate something, and it's just weird. I just hope that people can see like, okay, well, he seems like he's fighting it out with the rest of us. Well,
that's the thing is, fishbowl or not, you're photographed a lot out there, and whatever is going on in your personal life.
Yeah.
All we care about is the quality of the music, which is
Thank you.
so up there.
And all I care about,
and that you're happy.
Yeah, and all I care about is living the same kind of arc in my life that I would if I wasn't doing this for a living. And I'm the last person who's going to be with me when I die. So I better say that I at least made all the decisions based on, going through things as best you can. Doesn't mean you're not going to mess up, but you just, if people want to follow you or it's going to make a paper, whatever, the more important thing is that it's less important to think of yourself as a brand, and more important, I guess, to think like a man and do what you got to do. And I hope when I hold the guitar and sing, people feel like I'm not trying to cheat anybody.
We're gonna get into our final song, but I'd hate myself if I didn't ask the question: is it over a low heat, the salmon?
High heat.
I know. I like.
He's a big griller.
Yeah.
High heat. Very quickly. If you really,
how does it hold together?
You want to get it like, that's an oil situation.
Right.
That's everything to do with an olive oil or a spray oil situation, because really great grillers, and I'm getting there, can keep the salmon skin on.
Right.
They know how to keep the salmon. I can't do it still.
I've done mine over the low heat, kind of to like firm up both sides, then bring the high heat up to char it, and then the inside is pretty good.
People are falling asleep in traffic.
Yeah, I'm
that's really interesting.
Guys, blog about it later.
I love salmon.
Unbelievable.
Can we hear a song?
Standstill. It's a standstill now.
All yours, my friend. Next song.
Hold on a second. Wake up. All right.
T-Bones after the break.
And I know we're going to see you at Live Earth in
right.
Jersey.
That's right.
Yeah?
You're going to be
in
in Jersey?
a couple weeks. Absolutely. Yeah,
Cool.
we'll be there.
Cool. Well, all right. Let's close it out.
Let's do it.
One more song.
All right, guys. John Mayer, live in the Star Lounge, Star 98.7.
They say we stand for nothing, and there's no way that we ever could. Now we see everything that's gone wrong with the world and those who lead it. We just feel like we don't have the means to rise above and beat it. So we keep waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting on the world to change. It's hard to be the change. Now, if we had the power to bring our neighbors home from the war, but I never missed a Christmas, no more ribbons on the door. And when you trust the television, what you get is what you got. Cause when they own the information, you know they're gonna bend it all they want. That's why we're waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting on the world to change. It's not that we don't care, we just know that the fight ain't fair. So we keep on waiting on the world to change. Thank you, David Ryan Harris and Robbie McIntosh.
Star Lounge, Guitar Center Studio. One more time. John Mayer. Give it up, you guys.
Thank you very much.
Star 98.7. Valentine Loose Fox. We'll be right back.